Bills, final hour of the program, and a little bit here on Bradley Roby. 126 games played, 60 starts. Okay, it's reported that he had multiple offers from teams but chose to play in Philadelphia. Why would he choose to play in Philly, you think? Oh, by the way, MVP odds in my, of course, much awaited top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. Why would you think that this kid Bradley Roby would want to play in Philly? Playing time? Maybe. Contender? Good one. Sure. Win a Super Bowl? These are all good ones. Playing time? How about this? Would you agree on this one? Free agents improve their value when they play in Philly. You're either going to get paid by the Eagles. Let's just use this as an example here. Spent last season in New Orleans, Dennis Allen, okay? Is this fair to say? Has Nicholas Morrow improved and increased his value as a linebacker in the NFL by how he's played the last few weeks compared to how the Eagles saw him at the beginning of the year when they cut him and they didn't give him any signing bonus money? You think the next time he goes on the open market and he continues to improve as a player, you think somebody will give him a signing bonus? I would. If he continues his improvement. Every single play. Look. Can I tell you who's the poster child for Philadelphia free agents that have come here and left? Who's the poster child? Who's the poster child? Gardner Johnson, 836. Now he's making $7 million. Can I tell you who I thought? Kaiser White, $7 million. He's a force on the Cardinal team. I think he's 7th in tackles in the NFL. Compared to where he was when he got let go by the Chargers, to what he did after Philly, to where he is now, that guy has increased his market value. He's somebody you'd want on your ball team. You don't have to be a superstar to increase your value and make you relevant to stay on the team. Not everybody's the 1%ers. I look at guys like Kaiser White, and you go like this. He goes to Philly. The Chargers gave up on him. You think a team that struggles against the run like Los Angeles does, do you think that team would like to have that guy back? Boy, I think so. But get this, you couldn't pay him what you were paying him, the $1.3 million. This guy's a $7 million guy. Inside of 18 months, Kaiser White has gone from a $1.3 million player to a $7.5 million a year guy. That is increasing your value. And as a player, that's how you stay in the league. That's how you stay in the league. You stay in the league because there's value to you. And so if you're Nicholas Morrow now, you think if you put Nicholas Morrow on the practice squad, do you think someone would grab him up? Especially for the shit money he's making. You think someone would pick him up? Even if you had you think San Francisco wouldn't pick that guy up for depth and on the special teams? I would totally pick him up for that. Have him back up Fred Warner? Yeah, I'm good with that. Okay? That's how you improve your value. Shit, who's the kid that went to the Raiders? Look at Epps. Epps played in Philly. Outstanding. That was a draft choice, but I'm talking more free agents. Look at Brad. Hey, if Bradbury was on the open market, you think he's an $18 million corner? $16, $17 million corner? You know what he was in New York? Fired because they didn't want to give him more than 8. That's how you look at. How about this? You think DeAndre Swift's value's increased? You think Swift's value is increased? They got him for a 4th rounder and not making a lot of money, and he's in his last year. I can't wait to see what that guy makes in the open market next year and what the offers are going to be. Nothing Philly will pay, but I can't wait to see what that guy makes in the open market. He's not going to get McCaffrey $16 million, but he's going to get a $10 million offer per year. If that guy ends up the season with 900 yards, 300 yards receiving, and 10 touchdowns, he'll get a $9 million offer somewhere, especially from a pass-happy team. Like Austin Eckler could move on from the Chargers. He'd be a great fit out there with Justin Herbert. He'd be a super fit out there. The Eagles will never pay 9-10 for that, but they'll look for another guy like that. They'll look for another dude. You can always count on this with Philly now. They're going to go shopping for running backs. By the way, there's no question. Rashad Penny hasn't been a bust. He's just been nothing. You know why? He can't pass block and he can't stay healthy. That's why he's not playing. When you got a guy on your football team that's a healthy scratch and he's a 6 yards per carry guy, why isn't he playing? Because they don't trust him. He's not a good pass protector. I mean, you got to pass protect. If you want to be a running back and you want to start, Chris Carson, that's why he started in Seattle, because he could pass protect. Okay? He's a healthy scratch. Quan goes, it's a long season. So you're saying they're making coaching decisions that are bad here with him? Why not? They did with Swift in the opener. They could be here too. I don't trust that coaching staff. They're not very smart. Why would you not have Swift involved in your game plan? Not only did you have Swift involved in your game plan, you did it at the expense of another. You basically killed 2 stones. You killed 2 birds with 1 stone here. You highlighted Kenny Gainwell. You took an emphasis away from Goddard, and you didn't use Swift. Yeah, that's brilliant. Who came up with that mentality? Holy cow, man. Like when you were sitting around drinking, putting your game plan together, and seriously, and you were like playing a game of horse or something, did that just come up like when you guys were like shooting the shit? Hey, why don't we put Gainwell in? What about Swift? You know what? It's all good. As Quan would say, it's a long season. But hey, the first 4 games don't matter, like you guys say. It's all good. I get confused sometimes in here. But hey, it's Philly. Why not? Hey, all right. The much anticipated time. Would it help Jalen if they had a 2-back set? Good question. How about this? It would make him less predictable. It would make it less predictable. They're becoming predictable. Like I told Tone in the last hour, you're predictable because you run the same shit every year. Why do you think they caught up to Hurts in 4 games? Because you're doing the same shit. Nothing has evolved. Why isn't Jalen passing better? Because you're doing the same shit. It happens to a lot of quarterbacks and offenses, especially when you change coordinators out. You see, the key with this was you change coordinators out, and when you change coordinators out, what did you do? You kept the same guy in the building. He wasn't going to change, so it made it predictable. Why wouldn't it be predictable? They're not going to change. And on defense, what is crazy is that Sean Desai was given the same formula, and he had to cook the meal with the same type of ingredients, but not having all the ingredients to make the stew. And that's where you are here. Please explain how the coaches we beat out coached us. I thought the literally primary objective of a coach is to win. Did those coaches beat themselves? I'm not telling you. I've already told you. I've told you once already. I'm not re-explaining myself. That I will not do. If you think that you being in a situation, okay, if you being in a situation where you've played 3 of the 4 games where the team had the ball in their hands to beat you, it's not being outcoached, I'm not going to explain it to you again because it's irrelevant. Just not. I'm not doing that. You get this. Think about Washington. Washington was a decision away on whether or not you were going to lose, not a play away. It was a decision away. And Washington went with the conservative one, like Tone said. He went with the job-saving decision, the safe decision. Even if he loses the game, you're not going to really do anything because why? Well, they tried to win it in overtime. It's an easier sell to your owner. Eagles signed Bradley Roby, cornerback Saints. He's solid. I guess so. Okay. Okay. You're not going to explain. I'm not going to explain that. And by the way, so a guy like LJ thinks he goes into this football game thinking that he's got the better coaching staff than Raheem Morris and Matthew Stafford. How in the world would you think that? With the sword swallower and the 2 coordinators that have fumbled the ball the entire time in the first 4 games and kept every game close. You got a sword swallower and you have 2 D coordinators, or a D coordinator and an offensive coordinator that have stumbled. Shit defense. I think the Rams are 9th in defense. Yeah, I think the Rams are 9th in defense. Shit defense. So we give props to the other team. Rams 9. No. The only reason I read his pathetic takes is because he pays for them, or I wouldn't. See, you got the wrong guy. Okay, remember something, LJ. The only reason I say anything to you because you pay for my attention. Just remember that, kid. Just remember that. That's really not true because I do bring his stuff up. Yeah. Okay. So wait a minute. He goes like this. All these teams almost beat a silver medal's glory. That's your 21-1 silver medal glory. So wait a minute, LJ. Is 21-1 silver medal glory? Yes or no? Is 21-1, is that silver medal glory? Is that silver medal glory? LJ, is 21-1 silver medal glory? Hey, wait a minute. Tone, is 21-1 silver medal glory? Yes or no? Absolutely not. But those teams, like the Rams, who have a better win on their schedule than you, that's silver medal glory. Is 21-1 silver medal glory? Yes or no? One guy says no. Here, look at this. I got to put this down here. Come on, Tone. I got you. If there's a Super Bowl attached to it, I'll leave that stat for you. Oh my God. Holy cow. We have a new mayor. We have a new mayor of Philadelphia. His name is Tone Shields. Tone is the new mayor of Philly. He knows how to answer a question politically. Congratulations, Tone. Congratulations, brother. You are now the new proud mayor of Philadelphia, my friend. Tone Shields is now the new proud mayor of Philadelphia, man. He will leave that to another day and another debate. This guy's debating like Trump. Holy cow, man. LJ comes up with silver medal glory for these teams playing great against the Eagles, but his own 21-1, he looks at it as a great victory. Spoken like a true Philadelphian. 21-1 is beast mode. Yeah. And you know what you won? You won a front seat right there at the next circus. You bet I'm confused. Talking to you, Scott, is a total contradiction in life. Absolutely. You kidding me? Holy cows. Talking to some of you guys, it's like talking to my cat and dogs and my hummingbirds. I got hummingbird feeders, believe it or not. You know why I got hummingbird feeders? So after I have a full 4 hours of you guys, I need something to calm my nerves. 21-1 is fun to discuss, but it does not come with a Super Bowl. How valuable is it? Ooh. Damn, Tone. Tone, I'm going to give you a little hint. Okay? If you go down this road, you can't go back. Hey, Tone, you might not want to go down this Big Sills Road. It's a lonely road, dude. Ask my aunt. She cries every night. Yeah. Hey, Tone, it's a lonely road. All right, here, man. Here it is. The top 10 quarterbacks after the first month of the season. Yes, sir. Hey, I got to ask you guys a question. Can I ask you a personal question? So when Josh Innes was in Philly, did you guys run him out? Because you got under his skin? Did you guys rush him out of office? LJ, I love you too. Don't think I don't. Did you guys get under his skin and run him out of Philly? He couldn't take it, could he? I think he's from Houston. He's not really part from the Northeast, right? Someone told me something, a story last night. I'm not going to say who, but somebody told me that his show was killing it. And all of a sudden, you guys made him so big. Then he started shitting on everybody. And you guys started getting under his skin because he started getting too big for his britches. And you guys ran him out of town. Is that facts? Because someone said that to me. It's just a question. It's kind of like, he couldn't take the heat, so he beat feet. Interesting, Wheels. Because he did a racist bit that wasn't popular with management. I thought you guys kind of ran him out, though. I said before, you're a hater, but you're our hater. Oh, man. You know why this guy's good right here, this guy LJ? You know why he's good? Because see what he did right here? I talked some really mean shit to him. If I was talking in another market like that, holy cow, that guy would be crying to my bosses every single day. But instead, he knew to stick with it. He knew we'd stick with it, and we'd go back on the same page, and we get back on the rails. That's sports talk. That's sports talk. That's legitimate sports talk. Get your panties in a bind, Sills. Hey, LJ, relax. You pay for my attention. It's called shit talking. Hello? You too, East Camden. I have never talked sports with people who talk just as much shit as me. Philly is the land of shit talk. We own our shit. Hey, no, you guys are the godfather of shit talking radio. Hey, I've never met my match, man. I got to be on my P's and Q's every single freaking day. LJ is cool. Big Sills, you animal. Hey, Maniac. Honestly, dude, you got to be on your P's and Q's every day around here. You get your feelings hurt, dog. Hey, so, but I do have a beef with Quan. Quan, where are you? Before I get to my two favorite list. Big Sills, I hated this show at first. Now I can't go a day without it. Joseph. Quan, where are you? Okay, Quan. I have a beef with Quan, and I think we're going to have to all call Quan out here on the carpet. I saw an earlier comment that he made that he never has seen me below the waist and that he wanted to see me below the waist. And I was a little bit shocked by that, Quan. My nickname in college was Tripod, and I don't want you to have water and tears in your eyes. So this is why I stand for 4 hours. My nickname in college was Big Sills Tripod Sileo. Yeah. And I have to, hey, you said it, man. You said, how come I never see Sills below the waist? I mean, dude, you really want to see me below the waist? That you're going to have to pay for. Okay? Seriously, bro, I'm going to have to charge you big money for that. They don't call me Big Sills just for my waistline, guy. This guy, hey, how come we never see Sills below the waist? Bro, really? I mean, Tripod Sileo, I'm Italian, Me and Tone are almost related. We got to go down. Oh, my God. I apologize. The next topic quickly. Thank you, Prince. You're dead on. You are correct. Let's slide. let's slide off the tripod and move over to the topics. Hey, I didn't bring that topic up. Quan did. He wanted to see me below the waist. That was the first time that's ever been asked. Well, by another dude. Damn, Quan. Sure you're not a Niner fan? All right, here we go. Moving on. Another visual I didn't need. I can just see the real. He's eating his Rob Cheerios, and he just threw them all over his table. Yeah, I got you, man. All right. I blame all right. Here it is. The much anticipated top 10 quarterbacks for the week as we head into week 5. At number 10, this man will go to the Hall of Fame. Unfortunately, it will be the Hall of Fame of fantasy football. Kirk Cousins having another spectacular year, 11 touchdowns, 4 picks, 12-14 in passing yards. This guy's putting up big numbers, man. He's keeping the Vikings afloat in the NFC North. If it wasn't for him, he had a pretty good game against the Eagles. Turnovers killed that thing. He got 11 touchdown passes already in 4 weeks of football. 11 touchdown passes. So you're telling me by the time they get to week 10, this guy may have 22 touchdowns? Hoss, you're going places with that. This guy may have 40 touchdown passes this year. He keeps his trend up. This guy will have 40 touchdown passes. Number 9. I never thought in a billion years I would ever put Jared Goff consistently in my top 10 quarterback list. But here he is, man. I've got Jared Goff 9th. Lions. You know who else is having a spectacular season? At number 8, Matthew Stafford is having another great year. Look at his numbers. Hey, Tone, am I right when I say this? Like, he's like second in passing yards to Tagovailoa this year. I mean, I think Matthew Stafford, without Cooper Kupp, I think he's second. Okay? I do. I think he's second, if I'm not mistaken. Now we know why Big Tripod Sales was banned from the Blue Oyster. Hey, who knows the Blue Oyster? Look out. It's an Orlando guy. Yes, he is. Also, Stroud is 4th is crazy. Speaking of that, at number 7, I have CJ Stroud. You have to admit it. Would this be fair? Okay, would this be fair that CJ Stroud, the first 4 weeks of the season, has played as good as any quarterback in the NFL? And because he's a rookie, we put that distinction and tag on him, and you're going like this. Look, well, he's a rookie. He'll come. Well, right now he's playing the best ball of like a lot of these guys. Blue Oyster's also in Jersey. Okay, yeah, there's one in Orlando too. Matthew Stafford, CJ Stroud at 6. The man from the city of brotherly love. I've got Jalen Hurts here at number 6. I don't really think he's played great. I think he's had a good half. you couldn't tell me a game he played great in outside of the Commander game for 4 quarters that he played great in. I wouldn't really look at any of those other games and go, he played great. The MVP of your offense in the first 4 has been Swift. Could it be play calling, Green? Yeah. But can I tell you why I really think his numbers are down? Is because of Goddard. The lack of Goddard being involved in the game plan has limited the passing attack. Hey, Tone, what's he got? 13 catches? But the point is, he's got 13 catches. He has less than 90 yards in 4 games. I mean, hell, I can add that up. I mean, right? So he's got like 13 or could have like 14 or 15 catches or some shit like that. But he's got like 88 yards. I mean, he's a non-factor. Goddard's lack of involvement pisses me the F off. Excuse my French. Absolutely. It's hurting Hurts. It's absolutely hurting Jalen. Number 5. I got Justin Herbert here putting up historic numbers again. Hey, it ain't him. It's that shitty defense of theirs. Dude, their defense is just not very good. They can't stop the run. And their secondary is in shatters, man. And if it wasn't for Khalil Mack getting all them sacks last week, that's hey, dude, that guy they got from New England has been a total disaster. Hey, am I right when I say this? Who's that kid they got from New England? Do you know he was a healthy scratch last week? And they gave that guy a boatload of money. Who was that dude they gave that money to? J.C. Jackson. Tone thinks that Staley gets fired by the end of the season. The only reason he didn't get fired is because of that debacle by Cousins at the end of that game not being able to hear. But, man, that was a coaching blunder too. You should know what – are you mean to tell me when you know you're in a 2-minute drive with no timeouts and you're coming down the pike with seconds left in the game that you don't know what to do, but then you're not prepared to win a ball game? That's a coaching thing too in Minnesota. You can't hear? That's not an excuse. When Cousins goes like this, I didn't know what play to call because I couldn't hear because of the crowd noise. I don't need a play. I should know what to do. There right there lies the difference between winning and losing with Cousins. You didn't know what to do with the last play of the game? I look at how many people fold their tent with seconds left in the game. The coach up in Minnesota and Cousins and Ron Rivera, Riverboat Ron got off the boat. Can you imagine that? Riverboat Ron got off the boat. I would have fired Brandon Staley. He goes for it on 4th down or whatever it was on the 24. And you're like this. What are you doing? You need to win a game, man. Too much talent on offense not to win. I would have fired him anyway. He would have came back to like the offices. I would have said, you clean your shit out, man. Anybody who makes a decision like that, you'll do it again. And it'll cost us in a bigger moment. I'm not going to, hey, you know the Titanic's going down. And because you think you filled one hole, you fixed the ship. That ain't working, dude. Dude, that is not happening. If you'll make a decision like that, if you're going to go for it on your own 24 with the lead on your own 24 on the road, dude, compared to the Eagle coaches, that guy's an imbecile. He's an imbecile. I would have, even if I won that game, I'd have got on the team bus, and I would have went, what were we thinking, man? What was this guy thinking? You're on the road. These games are tough enough to win. You have the lead. and you give the ball back to him on the plus 24. It just crazy stupid. I mean, insane. I got Mahomes fourth. I don't particularly think Patrick Mahomes played great ball this year. I think he's played decent ball, especially the first month of the season. This is a month accumulation here, too. I got Tua third. I think Tagovailoa has. Hey, what would you pay Tua in this coming off season? What would you pay him annually if he makes it? If he makes it, what would you pay him? You'd give him Daniel Jones money? I've seen enough of Tua to know he's good. Daniel Jones is not good. There's no way you could tell me that when you look at Tagovailoa, you think he's in Daniel Jones's league. Absolutely no way. $49 million? I'm not paying him more than Burrow, though. Tua definitely gets paid market value, but guess what? The contract is laced with injury clauses. So if your brain turns into a bag of Skittles, you get nothing. I don't think it's going to be worded that way, but you think he gets 50? You think he gets a contract like Hurts? 50 million, somewhere in there between Lamar and him? Hurts? Would you have here, Tone? I would say this to you. I'm probably going to give Tua. I'm not going to give him a 4-year contract. I'll give him a 3-year contract, and I'll give him 50, and 3 years, 150, and I'll guarantee 100 million of it. Sound right? Jones got 40 and 90 guaranteed on 160. Okay? So you go 3 years, 150, and you guarantee 100 of the contract? I don't know. I think that sounds fair, because get this too. If I were the Dolphins, I'd give him the majority of that money up front in case he gets banged up. Where that cap, I heard Tone talking about the cap hits that Daniel Jones has for the Giants and how they're chain linked to that guy. They can't get out from that guy for 2 years, man, without it really hurting. 3rd year would even be a hurt. You can't get out of that money, man, because it's a cap destruction. I mean, they're tied to that guy. The more money you pay the player, the less you're chained to that player in case something goes, he doesn't play well, he's not good. Okay? So I give him 150 over 3, 100 guaranteed, and I do put some health provisions in there. I get a massive insurance policy with Lloyd's of London to insure pretty much all of it. And it insures the team and it insures the player. I think there should be an insurance policy. How could you? I don't know, quite frankly, how you could sign a contract like that without having an insurance policy. With anybody in their normal rhyme or reason, with a guy who has been injured as much as he has, how you wouldn't put that as a per diem in there. It actually protects the player to get his money. So to me, even if you have to take some of the signing bonus money and you both offset it and you both split it, you're protecting the team and the player. I think you should have an agreement on that. I mean, if Tagovailoa goes, I retire, he gets $150 million in a contract. Okay. At least he's not walking out the door. You know, not a generation wealth guy, right? I think you should offset that. I got Purdy too. I got Josh Allen number 1. So here's your top 10 quarterbacks on the Big Sills list here. Cousins 10, Goff 9, Matthew Stafford 8, CJ Stroud 7, Hurts 6, Herbert 5, Mahomes 4, Tua 3, Purdy 2, Allen 1. Now, let's line this up with what Vegas thinks, who's in line for the MVP award. At number 10, Vegas has the top dude potentially as a MVP this year as Micah Parsons. Whew. Hey, I'm going to say this about Micah Parsons. I don't think Micah Parsons is overrated. He's just so overhyped. I've never seen a player so overhyped because of him being a Cowboy. I always thought that Derek Jeter was overhyped. Let me ask you this. You think Derek Jeter would be just as big a star if he did all the things he did in Kansas City? Can you imagine if Tony Gwynn played New York? Say he played with the Mets and won 9 batting titles. You'd be calling him Ty Cobb. You know that Gwynn has as many batting titles as Ty Cobb? Did you know that? But he played in San Diego. And because he played in San Diego, he's not revered in that light. I think he has a 351, 354, 40, maybe 340 something career batting average. I mean, if Derek Jeter, who never won an MVP award, was playing in Kansas City or Minneapolis, you never look at him in the way you look at him because he's a Yankee. Jones not good. Our team has drafted more offensive linemen, 5, and all have sucked. Not all his fault. Agreed, Bear. Agreed. The organization has been a complete disaster. He died young too. I was on the air when he passed away. I'm great friends with his wife. I got a wonderful picture of her and I at a benefit. And my wife and I went. She loves Danielle too, Alicia. Tremendous. His son is great. All of his kids are super. Just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful man Tony Gwynn was. We were on the air, and this kid called in. He must have been, 11 years old. And for the first time on the air, man, I almost lost it. This kid's little voice comes on. He goes, "Hi, this is Charlie." And I go, "Hi, Charlie, what's up?" And he goes, "I'd like to say something about Tony Gwynn." And he starts going, he goes, "Yeah, I met him at a gas station. He sat and talked with me and my dad. And we're 19 all the time. And I really love him. And I'm going to miss him. He's my hero." And I was like, wow. It was really, you had to hear that. Day he passed away was it was crazy bad. It was really one of the nicest people I've ever met. He is the world is not a better place without Tony Gwynn in it. Just a really, dude, Gwynn would stop at, do you know who the all-time steals leader is in basketball at San Diego State? It's Tony Gwynn. Tony Gwynn is still to this day, and Kawhi Leonard played there. He's still to this day the all-time steals leader in San Diego State basketball history. And man, he would sit and talk basketball. He would stop at gas stations. Anybody who wanted to talk to him, he was so accessible. One of the biggest superstars I've ever seen. One of the most accessible superstars I've ever seen. Tony Gwynn. Amazing man. Proud to have known him. Vegas and Atlantic City have Jared Goff number 9. Vegas and Atlantic City have Justin Herbert at 8. Are you real? Did you hear that on the air? When I did that with that kid, it was a special. I did a special show right after my 4-hour show, and we went another 4 hours. And I really didn't have to say anything. People just were calling in. Mayor, senators, congressmen. It was one of the most emotional days I've ever done radio. I've never done anything like it. And it was like when this guy died on the air, when Leroy died. I've never in a million years ever been involved in anything like that, when people are just calling in crying, bawling. And you're just like, yeah. It was crazy. You could have did 5 days of that. Just, man, that was really probably one of my greatest moments in broadcasting, because I didn't know what to do. I'm not from San Diego, but they knew I knew them. And I never tried to tie myself into anything like that because, I'm just not. But that tied me into that city that day, because I said, hey, why don't you tell me what your feelings are about them? And that's how I did it. And they called in, and it's kind of like they brought me in. Sills, you had to, and I was like, no, I know. And they go, no, we know you know him. And I was like, yeah, no, but I didn't know him like that. Yeah, man, I was at a taco stand. He came up, bought my family tacos. We talked about Aztec basketball. He was so great. We never talked about it. And I realized I was talking to Tony Gwynn. And I'm like, certain dudes, man, that you have a chance in your life to meet like that. And they're just goats. So 10 Parsons. This is according to Vegas for the MVP. 9 is golf. 8 is Justin Herbert, Atlantic City and Las Vegas. Christian McCaffrey at 7. Brock Purdy at 6. Lamar Jackson at 5. Jalen Hurts at 4. Vegas and Atlantic City still has him in the top 5. That's good. Mahomes 3, Tua 2, and Josh Allen number 1. It's not this. These are not my odds for the MVP. These are the sportsbook bettors on who they think right now. All right. Please hit the like button. Keep it here on the National Football Show.
Football and Hooters, the perfect pair.